And are you guys recording it too?
Yes, okay. I just press record.
Okay, great.
All right, well, hello everyone. Before we get started, I just want to introduce all of the group members who will be presenting this evening. 7, and my name is Tia. We also have Allison, we have Kanisha, and Robin. Today, we will be discussing the applications which is increasing daily steps. We first started off with Robin, who will be discussing the list of the review of the study.
Can you say the title again? It's really echoey right now. Sorry about that.
The title is Increasing Daily Steps.
Okay. Okay. With the growing epidemic of obesity, the popularity of accelerometers such as Fitbits have grown in popularity. The accelerometers track steps, heart rate, and sleep cycles, which gives the wearer easier access to basic health data and allows them to implement health initiatives. By tracking steps, users are able to see their own results in real time and also compare with other people. The 2014 study by Wendy Donlin Washington, Kelly Mbana, and Amanda Gibson utilized accelerometers and positive reinforcement to increase number of daily steps by participants. In this study, 15 healthy participants were chosen to wear an accelerometer for 1 week of baseline 1 week of the intervention phase, and 1 week of baseline 2. The participants uploaded data 3 times a week, and prizes were awarded weekly. During baseline, reinforcement in the forms of praise or small prizes were given. In the intervention phase, reinforcement was contingent on meeting a higher percentile of steps than 5 of the 7 days averaged together the previous week. The results were that 4 participants experienced higher step counts than baseline 2, though most participants had modest to little change. Washington, Bana, and Gibson discussed the shortcomings of the study as being too much time between behavior and the reinforcement, and also the drastically variable data starting in baseline 1 across all participants. Our study followed the same procedures, with the differences being lesser numbers of participants and prizes were chosen by the individual instead of at random.
And for the methods portion of the study, there were 5 of us who participated. We are all females, as you can see that there were no males during our introductions. We range from ages 22 to 31, ourselves to be in good health and in pretty good shape. There was nothing to disqualify us as far as any health-related issues. Participants in the actual study, we also met the screening criteria, which was that we were all interested in increasing our daily exercise level. None of us have asthma or are pregnant or reason why we should avoid physical activity. For this, we used accelerometer steps. We actually used Fitbits, which are little accelerometer devices, which are described at 5 millimeters and weighing at 11.34 grams. This is on various parts of the body on your clothing. You can have it connected to your bra, to your waist, on your belt loop, or on your wrist. In this study, we actually wore Fitbits on our wrists. My Fitbit right here comes with a charger. This is the charger. On one end is the USB cord, and on the other end, it connects directly into the Fitbit. Plug it in by the USB, and that is how the device is charged. So you connect to any computer to download the data each day. Also Bluetooth capable, which is accessible wirelessly, uploads all data from the Fitbit to the Fitbit.com website. Also available through the Fit, which is accessible on all smartphones. I keep track of my data every day. It was with the app actually, and if you can, I don't know if you can see this, it lets you know how many steps were taken.
Okay.
So every day, like I said, I'd go to the Fitbit app on my phone and it would show me exactly how many accelerometers, the charging devices, the Fitbit website, and the Fitbit app were the materials that were used in this study.
Great.
Okay. This study is an ADA reversal design, with each phase lasting 1 week. During baseline one, each participant wore an accelerometer, either a Fitbit or another brand, in order to track the steps taken. Each participant also received access to the minimal guideline, Active Your Win. Data collection started upon waking up each day and lasted for 24 hours. Participants sent their step photos to the group hangout chat at 9 p.m. On Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, participants also sent a photo of themselves wearing the accelerometer to the group chat to provide proof that they were consistently wearing it. In the intervention, participants were required to wear their accelerometers for 24 hours a day, and prizes were earned if each met the required criteria. Participants selected their own personal prizes and were able to receive them contingent upon reaching criteria. Examples of prizes selected include drinks with friends and going out to dinner. Participants recorded their daily step data each day in the same manner as baseline, and at the conclusion of the week, they calculated the average for the 7 days. The criteria to access reinforcement was a 5% increase of the previous week's average. Step totals vary across participants, which caused the criterion value to vary as well. Each member was still required to increase their daily steps by 5%, regardless of the totals they earned previously. On Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, participants took photos of themselves wearing the accelerometer to provide proof that they were consistently wearing it, and posted the photo to the group chat in the same manner as described in baseline. And then at the end of the week, on Sundays, all members calculated the new criterion and shared all the group members. In baseline 2 phase, participants continued to wear their accelerometers, and data collection started upon waking up each day and lasted 24 hours. Participants sent their step totals to the group chat each night at 9 p.m. in the same manner as described in baseline 1. In baseline 2, participants did not have the opportunity to access reinforcement for reaching the step criteria of 5 Baseline 2 lasted 1 week, and IOA was collected on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays when participants were sent their step totals, as well as the photo of themselves wearing the accelerometer to the group hangout chat.
So for the results, I'll start off by the individual graphs, and then each member will discuss. Okay. Can you guys see the graphs?
Yep.
Okay. So I'll go first. Before starting this, I knew that I increase my daily steps and exercise more. So with that being said, I started trying in the baseline. Then in the intervention, I think my reinforcement really kind of like upped that. I actually signed up to do a 5K or 5th, so that was kind of where the spike went there. Baseline 2, I kind of dropped back. I don't know if it was things with just no more reinforcement. Not really sure what happened there. And then the weekends, I know that I don't really get that many steps on weekends. I'm not really that active, so I saw a decrease there. We'll move to Hannah.
So I did notice a pretty good increase in my intervention phase. I think I chose a pretty good reinforcer for myself for dinner. And I did find too, just checking steps every day and getting that immediate feedback from the dashboard and it was pretty reinforcing in itself. However, when that reinforcement wasn't there, but then we had to get into the baseline phase, my steps didn't reach that level as they did in phase. So.
Can you guys remind me, were you looking at your steps during the baseline phases? Were you looking at like the outcomes each day? Like, were you getting the feedback?
Yeah, because most of that we have, like you're able to see it right on your wrist. So we were able to see this.
Okay.
Tanisha, if you want to talk about yours.
Okay, so I'm the group member whose reinforcement didn't increase the baseline motivated by my work. Baseline the highest average daily steps intervention. I was trying reasons of why that happened. And I had to weather it's been a lot colder here, so I haven't been out. But intervention had the second highest average step mine to locust.
Robin.
Okay. My number of intervention.
We're not all on mute.
Oh, I'm sorry. Was I not?
There we go.
Okay. All right. Anyways, my average number of steps increased in the intervention and baseline stages. This was partly due to my taking vacation days from work during baseline 1. So I had a more sedentary week to start off with. I had rather large during the intervention period, which was during Halloween. And I went trick-or-treating with my kids, so I got quite a few more steps.
Yeah.
And then I also had another peak in baseline 2 based on I had a group meeting. So in conclusion, my goals vary, not specifically because of reinforcers, but probably other circumstances.
Mm-hmm.
And Tia.
Okay, so for baseline 1, I wanted to start off on a good amount of strength, but that was a bit of a slow week for me. But I didn't forget to do that week. And as you can see, it's October 25th, and so that helped me. Phase, as you can see, my sitting feel. Meet my goals. I have to put in more work. So I did intervention there. My steps. And for the baseline 2, I continue increasing. As you can see, average drop significantly. Intervention phase higher. During the intervention, when I know that I needed to get my steps into meet my goal.
So moving on to the visual analysis, it's pretty clear that for the most part there was an increase during that was evident among 4 of participants. There was an increase in baseline 2 compared to baseline 2 of the participants. Overall, there was pretty much a neutral kind of trend going on. For one of the participants, there was a clear, distinct descending trend. One of the analysis that I thought was cool from that study was the comparison of week and weekend averages, which I noticed through my data that during the weekend I got significantly. So that was pretty clear among all of the participants as well, that there was a lower average.
That was that average per day?
I'm sorry, what was that?
Were the averages per day for each of those?
Yeah.
Okay.
And this chart is averages per day during each phase of the procedure. So this graph here shows the criteria for each participant. So all of the participants but one actually earned their reinforcement. So the formula for earning the criteria was average of baseline times 5%. So for Allison, the criteria needed was 6,427. For Hannah, it was 3,051. It was 7,005. Robin was 9,780. And Tia was 11,017. These kind of vary depending on the baseline averages. And then the final is just a breakdown of the minimum and maximum numbers we had. I think the minimum we had at 95, and then the maximum was 16,175. And that will conclude the results.
Okay. As for the conclusion, like Tia stated, 5 healthy, age ranging from 31. During type 1, we want participants in the study range above the one participant within 100,000 data and participant with below 5 average daily steps. The average step baseline 2 for increase at 1. 2 participants had over step frequency 2 as compared to the and 4 out of 5 participants both received their endorsement and 1 participant did endorsement. When comparing baseline 1 to all but one participant steps from baseline 1. One had frequency 57 steps. 2,709. 700 and another one out steps. And one participant did their average weekly step. Multiple variables could have been stated, and longer phases with decrease the effectiveness of these variables. For example, the work individual, like schoolwork, job could have increased the average amounts, resulting in less walking or more that individual. Limitations include better ability of devices, restraints of education, and the soul's ability to integrity. When completing the study, it is without hours and functioning for dead could have disqualified the study because of lack of data points. Participants study provides cells, many study depending on the individuals compare the study we replicate go to the venue for the drawing reinforcement. Because individual cities, they experience was also which could have average data. There are some things that more thorough study longer use in order to more data points treatment lines in further studies a longer period in a more controlled setting also make more effective. In this study, another possible future study to reinforcement more frequently. That's delayed for the participants.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, great. I have. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Did somebody have something to say? Something to add?
This evening.
Yeah, for some reason it's hard to hear you, Tia, and you, Kanisha. But I think I got most of what you guys were saying. So you guys did awesome. You really spelled it out nicely. Could you pull out your graphs again, just because I have a couple of questions about that. Just want a little bit more information about how kind of things progress.
Great ones.
Okay. I guess while she's working on that, I was wondering if they talked in the original study about some of like the confounds that you guys talked about, or was it like more controlled, or did they experience some of the limitations that you guys experienced?
Could you repeat the question?
Yeah. So you guys. Here, let me type it in so you guys all hear it, and then you can each give a response. Is that okay?
Yeah.
So they didn't really talk about the specific concepts that we talked about. I know that there were dropouts. I think there were like 5 people who dropped out of the study due to lost Fitbits. But they didn't really say like what influenced the increase or the decrease or any kind of variables like that.
Okay.
One thing they did was they were able to somehow average each individual wore their Fitbit. So that could help with the integrity aspect of it, because in the original study they had minutes that each participant had their Fitbit on. I don't know what would have been this information.
Okay.
Yeah, they did talk about a lot of variability in those subjects. And then about having a longer baseline research to kind of like extend on that.
Yeah, I mean, because all the things you guys brought up are real, you know, like what I would expect to happen in, you know, in any person's daily life. So I was just wondering if you knew if they had controlled for that more in the study or not. I was also wondering if you guys thought about, so you identified reinforcers that you were working towards, but I was wondering if you thought that there were like other things in the environment that you found reinforcing or anything that affected your performance. So Allison, you said, you know, you signed up for a 5K and you saw like a big spike in during that phase. I know that like when I am like registered for a race, I don't have any type of incentive besides just like I want to run because I don't want to feel awful during this race. So I kind of wonder if like that served as motivation during your intervention phase.
I think so. Even the fact that we were just doing this project, I kind of wanted to like increase my steps, and then I thought everyone else definitely don't walk as much as I should.
Yeah,
but
oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Yeah, and that was my other question kind of for the rest of you, if just tracking your progress you found like influenced your performance. I mean, because it's pretty common for people to use these types of apps, and some people tie it to reinforcement if that's not reinforcing enough. And then for other people, it's just like they like knowing that they're progressing and seeing that progress. There was somebody, one of you guys too, are you able to pull up the graphs again or no?
Allison, can you pull up the graphs?
Hold on. Do you want?
Yeah, so you can just leave it like that. So
Okay.
I think I was like specifically thinking of whose graph is the very last one,
This one?
Yeah.
This one is Robin.
Okay. Yeah, and I was wondering again, kind of there, like I know you said trick-or-treating was something that, you know, confounded the intervention since you were walking more than normal. And here, like if this were me, like if I saw myself going on a downward trend, when you reverse to baseline, I was wondering if that influenced like, oh, like I started really great and my performance started to decrease. Did that influence like your motivation to increase your steps then when you went back to baseline too? I think you're muted right now.
There we go.
Okay.
It definitely did influence it a little bit, especially when you start graphing it. It's kind of like, oh gosh.
Yeah. Okay, well, yeah, your presentation looked great. Your graphs look great. I'm glad that you put them all on the same spreadsheet and all have the same formatting. They look really good. Do you guys have any like feedback about what this project was like for you guys? Or just kind of any thoughts about the experience?
It was just motivating.
Good. Good. I think one thing that I've heard from people is that in the previous semesters we had people doing data collection and intervention on a child on somebody else, and a lot of people I think felt that when collecting your data on your own behavior, it really helped you understand like design more and just like going through the process of like experimental design. So like I was wondering if you guys had that experience, like of, you know, you made decisions based on like what your data looked like and whether you felt like this was helpful in your understanding of like the technical aspects of ABA.
Yeah, I think if you're doing it, kind of change what you're doing a little and kind of have that more rapidly. So you need to do it on yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I also thought it was really cool how it was an ABA reversal, because I don't really like work with those as much. So to see the second baseline. I enjoyed it. The hardest thing that I think was finding the behavior and then finding like a study to replicate. But
That's
I think overall, yeah.
That's the feedback I've gotten from most people, that was hard. And even when people were expressing that was a challenge of this project, like I started kind of digging into the literature myself, and a lot of people were choosing like healthy behaviors and things like that. And a lot of the stuff that's published on that, there is a lot, but it's all quite dated. So I think there's, you know, only so much that you can do to publish new research in the area of like healthy lifestyles. You know, that like technology is one thing that has, you know, allowed people to publish more on that. But yeah, I agree that was a challenge, I think, for a lot of the groups. All right, well, I don't have any more questions. You guys did great. You were the first group in our class to go, so way to just get it out of the way and set the bar high. And thanks again for being flexible, and sorry again that I missed our earlier meeting.
No problem. Thank you.
Yeah, have a good night.